Temperature is a measure of heat. Heat is energy, so the more energy there is, the hotter something gets. This happens when you exercise really hard. How many times have you ended gym class and felt hot and sweaty? That's because you used a lot of energy while running around and it increased your heat. Temperature is measured and displayed in two different units, depending on what country you live in. The United States uses the Fahrenheit scale, and the rest of the world uses the Celsius scale. Each scale gives a different number for a particular measure of temperature. The Celsius scale is based on the freezing point of water being 0 degrees and the boiling point being 100 degrees, while the Fahrenheit scale has water freezing at 32 degrees and water boiling at 212 degrees. Another temperature scale is the Kelvin, which is the standard scientific temperature measurement of temperature. This scale is based with 0 Kelvin being the absolute zero, which is the lowest possible temperature at which particles could still move and generate heat. On the Fahrenheit scale, absolute zero equals negative 459 degrees Fahrenheit. Now that is cold. We can measure the temperature of air, liquids, or objects using a thermometer. Most thermometers have small tubes and a bulb of liquid at the bottom. The hotter the temperature, the higher the liquid from the bulb rises in the tube. There are markings along the side of the glass tube that shows the temperature. I know what you're thinking. What about the temperature display in the car, or that thing that the doctor puts in my ear that beeps? Those are called digital thermometers. They have electric sensors that read the temperature and send the information to a tiny computer that displays the temperature. Did you know that actual temperature is not the only way temperature is measured? It's true. There are some types of weather where we measure what it feels like outside. Let's take a look at a couple of them. Wind chill factor. Have you ever stepped out of the house on a cold, windy day and thought, wow, I thought it was warmer outside? What you are feeling is called a wind chill, which is the measure of how cold it feels to us when it's windy. It's different than the actual temperature. The temperature outside might be 50 degrees Fahrenheit, but if the wind is blowing like crazy, the wind chill might say it feels like 38 degrees Fahrenheit. Heat index. Just like the wind can make the temperature feel colder than it really is, the combination of heat from the sun and humidity, moisture in the air, can make it feel much hotter outside than it really is. The heat index is what measures what this temperature feels like. Have you ever walked outside in the summer and immediately started sweating even though it was only 80 degrees Fahrenheit? That was caused by the humid heat, making it feel much hotter. This heat is much different than a dry heat, which is really just the heat minus the humidity, but is usually a special term to describe the heat in specific climates, mostly dry areas or deserts. Arizona is well known for its dry heat. Okay, let's review what we've learned. Temperature is the measure of how much heat or energy something has. We use the scale of Fahrenheit, which is used in the United States and has water freezing at 32 degrees and water boiling at 212 degrees, and Celsius, which is used in the rest of the world and is based on the freezing point of water being 0 degrees and the boiling point being 100 degrees, to indicate the temperature. Scientists also use the Kelvin scale, since it's the standard scientific temperature measurement of temperature. We measure temperature using a thermometer, which can either have liquid or be digital. We also looked at the other kinds of temperature measurement, including wind chill factor and heat index. There's certainly a lot of ways to look at temperature, but now you should be aware of the most prevalent.